From the 700 WLW Newsroom, here's Brian Combs.
Big stories you're talking about. On the big one today, we're waiting for information on funeral arrangements for civil rights leader Fred Shuttlesworth. He died earlier this week in Birmingham, Alabama, where he was instrumental in the efforts to desegregate schools and other businesses there. Shuttlesworth was a Cincinnati minister for over 40 years, well-loved in the tri-state as well as across the South. At this point, it's not clear if his funeral will be held in Birmingham, where he was so instrumental in the civil rights movement, or here in the tri-state. Possibly they could have memorial services in both locations. As soon as we get any information, we'll pass it along to you. Grief counselors are at Lakota East High School today. This to help students there cope with the loss of a 2011 grad. A girl who graduated back in May was killed in an accident in northern Ohio this week. She's identified as 18-year-old Sarah Towler. She was a passenger in a car being driven by a teen from Coleraine Township. Police say they found alcohol in the car, but at this point they don't know if alcohol is involved in the crash. As soon as the results of the investigation come out, we'll have that information on our local news page here at 700WLW.com. Turns out Diana Fry was not drunk or under the influence of drugs when she rammed a parking lot pole earlier this week. Police say that she has been cited with failure to control her vehicle. She rammed the pole earlier this week about lunchtime outside the Pirates Den off Work Road in Westwood. Fry's the woman who headed up the Code Union in Cincinnati and was convicted of stealing more than $750,000 from its members. She is awaiting sentencing on federal charges and eventually will be headed to prison. Cincinnati's mayor wants to cut out any grandstanding, says he doesn't want any election plays for votes at City Hall next couple of weeks. That's why he is changing the council schedule. He's canceling some meetings as candidates campaign for re-election. The election is on November 8th. Early voting is already underway. Looks like Cincinnati's lost out on a bid to try and land the headquarters of Sears. There has been several reports that Sears was looking at Cincinnati as well as a number of locations across the country to relocate more than 6,000 jobs currently located in suburban Chicago. The finalists, according to several reports today, are Columbus and Tucson, as well as suburban Chicago. Illinois has offered a number of incentives to try and convince Sears to stay there. At the Cincinnati Zoo today, they're getting into the Halloween spirit. The tradition of throwing pumpkins filled with treats to the gorillas is underway as a way to promote their Halloween contests and activities that are going to be happening every weekend leading up to Halloween the 31st.